Welcome back to Krakow in Poland for the final session of the 2022 ICF Canoe-Slalom World Cup. It's extreme kayak time, head-to-head racing and a knockout competition as we crown the Extreme Kayak World Cup champions here in this historic city of Krakow. 110 athletes from over 30 nations participated in the time trial seeding round. That narrowed the field down to 32 in each event and into the head-to-head racing. Here is the course, perfect conditions, a very hot day here in Krakow. And we're now down to the last 16 competitors and we'll follow the actions there. 33 degrees now, it has consistently hotted up through the day. And not a lot of shade on this site. We'll talk you through the course details. 6 gates, including a roll gate, 2 upstream gates, the rest are downstream gates, and it is very much contact racing, head-to-head racing. Here is the schedule, but before we get started, here's a little bit insight from one of our legends in extreme kayak.
Hello everyone, my name is Ana Sátila, I'm from Brazil. I race 3 Olympic Games. I love racing extreme slalom. The start of the extreme is very important. You have some strategies, so once you get out of the ramp very quick, you can go very fast to the first upstream, try to be the best. Or you can also wait a little bit and see where the athletes are going and try to find a little bit more space and be alone in the gate like this, you'll be so much faster. So you need to paddle very hard and go for the win.
Well, we are anticipating the action. As I say, we're joining the competition in the quarter-final stages. So we're down to the final 16. It's the women's quarter-finals in extreme kayak, and myself, Adi Maddock, and I'm delighted to say alongside me is Ana Sátila from Brazil, who is one of the, well, she's a world champion from 2018 and a very experienced competitor in this sport. Welcome, Ana.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. That's an exciting race. I can't wait to see how it goes. And let's cheer up for all the athletes that will be racing here today.
So we've just seen the start list for these quarterfinals. 16 boats, but only 2 in each round will go through into the semi-final. And here is the lineup of the first of our 4 quarterfinals. Klaudia Zwolinska for Poland in lane number 1 there. Then it is Avi Liebvarth of the United States of America. Lane number 2, junior world champion in this event. Then Noemi Fox of Australia. Technically the top seed, the fastest of this group in that time trial yesterday. And then finally, Kimberly Woods of Great Britain in lane 4. Here we have it. Zwolinska, Liebvarth, Fox and Woods.
Ready, go!
And we're racing. Let's talk through the rules. Well, it's a straight head-to-head race. You have to negotiate the gates and you have to do 2 upstreams, but there's a choice. You can choose the left or right. And, well, it is a really strong start for bib number 24, which is Klaudia Zwolinska on the local water.
Yeah, I mean, the first sprint is very hard, and also the upstream, all the athletes are together, and it's a fight.
Well, Kimberly Woods had an outstanding upstream there.
Yeah, that changed so much. The upstream changed everything, so we need to be ready and very aggressive too.
So here we have Woods in the foreground, Zwolinska in the far side of the shot. They are clearly ahead of Fox and Liebvarth at this stage. And, well, Woods comfortably through, drifting to the finish. And again, Poland's Klaudia Zwolinska just looks like to be in second place. So again, in terms of rules, then you have to negotiate the gates. You see the green gates have arrows on them to show you which side of the gate you have to go. And basically, if you get a fault, you're eliminated.
Yeah, exactly. It was my case in the heat. I took off my hand of the paddle, and it's not right. So you have a penalty, and of course, only 2 athletes pass. So probably it won't happen to you. But in this case, we have Woods and Noemi, both was first and second. So they did a really good paddling, very aggressive to the end. So let's wait to see them in the next race.
Yeah, so it would appear that it's Kimberly Woods, the winner confirmed. Here we have the results. Noemi Fox for Australia goes through in the second round. And then it is Avi Liebfarth and Claudia Smolinska eliminated at this stage of the competition. So let's watch as this unfolds. And let's watch Woods on the right-hand side of our screen, number 17, because she was fighting it out towards the back. But in the first upstream, she just came in and out of that upstream and got herself in front and never looked back.
Yeah, actually there is a straight line to the first upstream. So basically all the athletes will get there together. So that makes the job much harder. You know, you don't have so much space to try to be in front and try to go with more space in the upstream. So it's a fight even in the exit because it's very close to the rule. So if you have another athlete there together with the boat, you don't have space, and probably you can go inside the rule and lost so much time. So you need to be very strong.
Well, we're straight into our second quarterfinal now. It's women's quarterfinals time. Megan Hamer-Evans for Great Britain, wearing number 13 in lane 1. Then Karina Kunle of Austria, wearing number 29. Then in lane 3, Victoria Urs of Ukraine, wearing number 5. The lower the number on your bib, the faster you were in the time trial. So technically, she is the favourite, but there's no favourites in this competition.
Yeah.
And Jessica Fox, the world champion in this event for Australia, is in lane 4. Hamer-Evans, Kunle, Urs and Fox, but only 2 places in the semi-finals. So it's a slow start for Jessica Fox on the right-hand side. And it looks like Victoria Urs with the red helmet and the yellow boat has got away well to start with. And she will cross through the first downstream first.
And Jess is very good. I mean, she didn't paddle much since the ramp and they're still there. So you need to choose the best line always. And extreme, everything changes all the time.
So Urs on the left-hand side of our screen as we look. But now Fox very much challenging the race lead.
Wow, she missed the gate. I think Jess just missed the gate, so she's coming back. But
So it looks like she's eliminated at this stage. And so it is Victoria Urs of Ukraine in the yellow boat coming towards us. Then it is Karina Kunle on the far side in the blue boat with the white helmet. And Megan Hamer-Evans, number 13, has got a lot of work to do to progress through.
yeah, it's kind of impossible after the last upstream, you know. On extreme, there is a straight line. It's very hard to pass the other athlete. So the work must be done until the last upstream gate. So it's where you can push the other athlete and take the place and exit much faster. So after this, it's who left the second upstream first. It will be there for sure. But it's really hard, you know. Jess is really strong and she paddled very, very nice in the extreme too. And also she missed the gate, so everything happened.
Yeah, a lot of jeopardy, isn't there, in extreme kayak. And ultimately, yeah, Jessica Fox pushed out of the way, not able to negotiate the gate, went back for it. But it is Victoria Urs and Karina Kunle who are progressing through into the women's kayak extreme semi-final. There we have confirmation. And Megan Hamer-Evans of Great Britain, Jessica Fox of Australia, the world champion, eliminated at the quarter-final stage. Here we see the slow-mo. Slow start for Jessica Fox, but she did get right back into the competition.
Yeah, if you see, she almost didn't paddle at all. She was waiting, and for me, it's what you need to do when there is so many athletes. You know, she didn't have a really good start in the ramp, so for me, she should wait. But unfortunately, she missed the gate, so she was very fast until there. And of course, on extreme, it's very short. You need to do everything very tight and paddle very strong.
And how disorientating is the roll gate?
So that's very hard, actually. You know, you need a little bit of time to be able to see where you are and after to see where the gate is. So it's a bit tricky, you know, mainly when it's in the really fast water. So we need to train a lot to get better on this, but it's really hard, of course.
Not something that canoe slalom athletes are particularly used to, is rolling. As we get underway now with our third women's quarterfinal here, and Martina Satkova of the Czech Republic is in lane 1. Lois Betteridge of Canada in lane 2. In lane 3, Julia Cucci of Spain. And, well, the fastest of this group in the time trial, it is Marjorie Delassou of France in lane 4. So there we have our 4 boats, only 2 places in the semi-finals. Satkova, Betteridge, Cucci and Delassou.
Ready, go!
We're racing, and well, hard to see who's got the early advantage. It looks like it could be Martina Satkova.
Yeah, Satkova's in front. She is really aggressive paddling, and also pretty good on extreme too. So let's see.
So Satkova rolls through first, then it is Delassou of France in second place. They both go into the first upstream, and Delassou has snatched it and comes out first. Great tactics there.
Yeah, we just talked about that. She did the roll and after was so fast to recover, and that changed everything for her. It put in the first place, and now she can manage to do whatever she wants, but I think will be enough.
Well, Cucci eliminated, has got a fault on gate 2, but at the moment it is Delassou, and then, well, everybody's piling into the same gate. And what's going on the far side? So that's
what a fight!
Definitely Delassou out front, but it's a big battle there down the left-hand side, and it looks like Lois Betteridge has come from nowhere to actually take the win. But she's picked up a fault.
Yeah, maybe there is a fault. I think it's Marjorie and Satkova. So let's wait to confirm that.
So I think it is Marjorie Delassou in the bib number 3 there. We have, that's our winner of this third quarter-final provisionally, and Martina Satkova, who got off to such a good start in bib number 6, who are provisionally through into the semi-final. But great example of the tactics there.
Yeah, exactly. We just talked about that, and she did the perfect example that how it must be done. And the roll is really complicated. You need to roll really fast and come back really fast. And after you have so much water in your eyes, you need to take a time to see where you are. And, you know, you don't know. Maybe you need to go to the other upstream that you planned. So it's a hard work to do.
Well, confirmation, Marjorie Delassou and Martina Satkova are through into the semi-final. Julia Cucci and Lois Betteridge eliminated in this quarter-final stage. But yeah, here's a great example of Martina Satkova up front. And hopefully, after the roll zone, we'll see just how strong Marjorie Delassou was as she comes into the first of the 2 upstream gates. Here it is, gazumped there. And Marjorie Delassou, she goes in second, comes out first.
Exactly, so strong paddling. And she has such a confidence doing this, and she's really fast, for sure.
It was interesting, though. This is the second upstream we're watching now, and she very nearly had what she did to others done to herself as she exited here.
Yeah, it's really strong. The upstream when you go out is very hard because it's in the rule, so it holds you so much. You need really to hold the paddle. You can do much. You just need to hold and put all the strength possible there to exit the fastest you can. But it's really hard. I mean, when I did that, I was like really afraid to get stuck. So you need to paddle very strong. But they did really good.
So we're through 3 of the 4 quarterfinals here. It's the women's extreme kayak finals. And the final lineup for the quarterfinals. Romain Prigent of France, seeded 18 in the time trial. Then again for France, Lucie Bourdu, bib number 7. Then it is Martine Wegman of the Netherlands, number 10. And then the winner of last week's competition in Prague, Teresa Fisarova of the Czech Republic, and the fastest of these athletes in the time trial. Prigent, Bourdu, Wegman and Fisarova. Only 2 will go through into the semi-final.
Ready, go!
Well, we're racing now, and it's a great start for Teresa Fisarova in the yellow helmet.
Yeah, I think she's the fastest one.
So they all go into this first downstream gate, squeeze through the hole, and then set up for the roll gate. You have to do a full 360-degree roll, so over one side and up the other side, and no problems there for Fisarova on the far side in the yellow helmet. She comes out clearly first.
That's so fast. She did a perfect line. The upstream was the fastest I ever seen in my life. So that's really nice job until here, and she's safely in front of everyone.
Well, Martine Wegman has come right back into the fore for the Netherlands. She's a 3-time World Cup winner in this extreme event. And she may well take the lead on the exit here, because whilst the others are fighting it out on the near side, she's got a clean run on the far side. Well, it is Fisarova and Wegman who, unless there's any faults, will progress through into the semi-final.
Yeah, I think there isn't, and Martina did the best strategy ever. So she was alone in the upstream. She could do the work that should be done to be really fast, and she exited in second place, enough to qualify.
Well, great stuff there. Teresa Fisarova of the Czech Republic, who wins this quarter-final and will progress through into the semi-final, along with Martina Wegman there for the Netherlands. Martina, one to watch, 3-time gold medalist in extreme kayak. And unfortunately, we will say goodbye. Here we have it to Romain Prigent of France and Lucie Bourdu, eliminated at the quarter-final stage of the competition. So we do now know who our semi-finalists are, down to the last 8. But let's watch this final quarter-final back. Teresa Fisarova looking very strong indeed.
She's so strong. She's impressive, and not really just the strength. She do the perfect line, and also the row is really fast, and she is able to do an extreme almost faster than a man. So that's really unbelievable for her. You know, she's always in front, and even in the sprint, you know, she almost always do the best time. So it shows that she's really ready for it.
Well, it's interesting, just the tactics. I think it appears to me that every time there's a race, there's more lessons learned. Everyone's learning new tactics, new ways of doing this.
Exactly, you learn all the time. I mean, you need to be ready. You decide what you want to do, what is the fastest upstream, but everything changes in the race. You know, maybe you are not in front as you planned, and you need to change the strategy as Martina did. And you know, she was alone in the gate, and she was so much faster, and you need to be ready for everything all the time. It's beautiful to watch, it's beautiful to race, it's an unbelievable sport. I love it so much.
Well, it's great to hear Anna Satila alongside me in the commentary box. Unfortunately eliminated at the heat stage of this competition, but our benefit is we get that insight from the 2018 world champion alongside me, Andy Madden. We're live here in Krakow at Planet Canoe, and that concludes the quarter-final stages of this women's extreme kayak competition. And there is our start list for the first semi-final: Victoria Us, Kimberly Woods, Noemi Fox and Karina Kunler. And then the bottom half of the draw, the second semi-final: Teresa Fisarova, Marjorie Delassou, Martina Satkova and Martina Wegman. That looks a really strong, hotly contested second semi-final.
Yeah, both techs, they are amazing. They are always in the extreme. They work so much for this, and so we're gonna be a good fight till the end for sure.
Well, we're straight into the men's quarterfinals, so that gives the opportunity for the women's athlete to just have a little bit of a breather before going in that head-to-head racing in the semi-final. So 4 quarterfinals here, including Joe Clark. He was silver medalist last weekend. Yuri Preskovic starting to make a little bit of a name for himself in this extreme kayak, but well, 16 names and only 8 places in the men's kayak semi-final. So the first of our quarterfinals, Joseph Clark of Great Britain, the world champion in this event from 2021 and the fastest in the time trial. Then it is Mario Leitner for Austria, European Championship silver medalist in this event and bronze medalist at last year's World Championships. Then Galindo Chiarello of Switzerland. And, well, the reigning World Cup champion, Vit Prindish from the Czech Republic. So this is going to be a fierce quarter-final. Clark, Leitner, Chiarello, Prindish go head-to-head for 2 places in the semi-final. Well, they're away, and let's have a look who comes out in front. There's a lot of jostling, and the benefactor for that is Joe Clark. Seems to have managed to sneak down the outside and gets cleanly away. It looks like we have Prindish and Leitner in a second place, and then Chiarello at the moment out the back.
Yeah, Vit Prindish, he had a problem in the row, so he's not really good now. Clark, I mean, he's very in front, so let's check it out.
So Chiarello is eliminated because of an incorrect roll. So leading out front, Joe Clark now, number 1, is well out in front.
Wow.
And there's all sorts.
It's a fight there. Oh my. That's really hard. Look at how much problem and trouble to do the upstream when all the athletes are together.
So it looks like Mario Leitner finished second. There was no doubt about the winner of the first quarter-final, Joseph Clark of Great Britain. Mario Leitner appears to have finished in second place for Austria. He's smiling. And, well, let's have a look. No, Leitner got a fault on the final upstream gate. He took his hand off the paddle, and it is Galindo Chiarello of Switzerland who is our second qualifier.
Yeah, that's really hard. Yeah, I've been through this not really long ago. It was just today. So, you know, we are used to take out the hand to do the upstream. It was okay to do that in Prague in the last World Cup. So now it changed the rule. So, yeah, it's something that is natural for the athletes. Try to do the fastest possible and take out the hand of the paddle. And now it's not allowed anymore. So.
And just as the caption went on there is a change to the order because, of course, Galindo Chiarello was, I think he had a fault for the roll. Anyway, the results are Joe Clark for Great Britain through to the semi-final, and Mario Leitner will join him for Austria in that semi-final. There was certainly a lot going on behind Joe Clark, and the big name is the Vit Prindish, the World Cup champion of 2021, is eliminated at this quarter-final stage.
Yeah, it was hard to watch. We had so much trouble to do the roll. He took so much time and he needed to do another time, and this cost everything. You know, in the extreme you need to do the perfect line and to do everything really fast. And Vit Prindish wasn't able to do the roll very quick. So unfortunately he won the big race in the next.
So some great shots there, and just to clarify, you can hit the upstream gate as much as you like with your paddle, but you mustn't take your hand off your paddle. As soon as you do that and touch the gate, then that is a fault and you're eliminated from the competition.
Exactly, you can hit because the pole is a bit hard, so maybe if you hit it, you have a little bit more space to go through the gate, and also you can hit it to be moving for the other athletes, so you can make it their life harder and try to be even more in front, but that's really hard to do still. And yeah, normally the athletes touch the pole to have more space and to make it move. So let's check this hit now.
So the second of our men's extreme kayak quarterfinals, and the first to start in lane 1, it is Finn Butcher of New Zealand. Then it is Zach Locken of the United States of America, better known as Bug. Then in lane 3, Marco Vianello of Italy. And then lane 4, Great Britain's Etienne Chappell, two-time World Cup winner in this event, and the fastest of this group in the time trial. Butcher, Locken, Vianello and Chappell ready to go.
Ready, go!
It's a good start from Etienne Chappell on the right-hand side of the screen in the blue helmet. Got a great launch there, bib number 4. And then there's a big battle going on for second place at the moment.
He's paddling so hard, it's really nice to watch. And in the men's, you need to go with everything you have to try to have a bit more space in the first upstream. He's alone in the upstream right, and now he have all the job done to qualify for sure.
Well, Etienne Chappell has got the pressure off him ahead, but there's all sorts going on behind because there's a big battle going on. And just trying to see who is coming into the upstream gate in second place. It is bib number 5, and that, of course, is Finn Butcher for New Zealand. Then,
wow,
looks like it's been sneaked back. That's great move by Marco Vianello of Italy, who comes from nowhere. But it's too little too late, because the top two, well, there's no doubt about it. Etienne Chappell of Great Britain wins this second quarter-final, and it is Finn Butcher for New Zealand. So the two top seeds, technically, the fastest in the time trial, progress through into the semi-final.
Yeah, that's no surprise. I mean, both start so well and they paddle really hard. They have a space in the gate, you know, so when you have a space, you can paddle. That's the difference. And when you try to cut a little bit, it holds you so much and you are stuck in the pole and you can do much. So they was really good in that.
So there's the results of the second quarter-final. Etienne Chappell and Finn Butcher, well done. You're through into the semi-final. And Zach Locken and Marco Vianello, unfortunately, eliminated at this stage of the competition. So Etienne Chappell, well, he had a great start, didn't he? Never looked back.
Oh, it'll be a really nice fight between him and Joe Clark. I mean, both have the same style and they paddle really, really hard and aggressive. And also they are very tight in the upstream, so it will be really nice to watch.
So you can see that disorientation and how important it is to spot the line as soon as you come up from the roll, so that you can really deliver the upstream gate.
Exactly. The problem is that you plan, you know exactly where to go. You watch the course and you know what to do, but when you roll, the boat move. it goes maybe in a different direction, and then there is so much time, you need to change everything and maybe decide to go to another upstream that could be faster. So yeah, it's really hard. You need to be fast on that and come back really strong.
So the key skills seem to be able to make quick decisions, react to the circumstances.
Yeah, the girls nail it, so let's see the men now.
So the third of our men's kayak extreme quarterfinals, and first up, Isaac Öhrström of Sweden, wearing bib number 22. Then in lane 2, Bradley Forbes-Cryans of Great Britain. Lane 3, Christopher Bowers, again of Great Britain. And Yuri Priskovich of the Czech Republic. So on paper, Christopher Bowers was fastest in the time trial. But who knows? Öhrström, Forbes-Cryans, Bowers and Priskovich. And only 2 places left in the semi-final for them.
Ready, go!
Well, they've launched themselves away. It looks like Chris Bowers has got a good start in the orange boat and the black helmet. And squeezed out of the back, it's Yuri Priskovich in the blue boat. So he's now looking for the tactics.
Yeah, that doesn't change anything. He can get last in the upstream and arrive first. So let's see what he can manage with that.
So Bowers goes into the first upstream and well, manages to get out.
Just as I said, he was last and now he's second. So let's see if he's able to paddle really hard and go to the win.
But the big story here is Yuri Priskovich benefits significantly. That he went in 4th and came out in 2nd place.
Yeah.
So can he do that, or will he get gazumped in this upstream gate?
Wow.
Bradley Forbes-Cryans is launching an attack.
Oh my, it's a fight now.
So there's no doubt about the winner. That is Christopher Bowers of Great Britain. And it is going to be a straight sprint. It looks like it is Yuri Priskovich who wins on the line.
Yeah, I think so. I think he was a bit in front and was enough to be the second. But it's a fight. You see, he was last and he managed to come back. I think he did a bad choice going in the right upstream because the left was so much closer. And also, if you have a space, you can be really fast in that one, even with another athlete. So I think it was enough. Let's see.
Well, that was exciting racing, and well, Yuri Priskovich was comfortably in second, but Bradley Forbes-Cryans saw the opportunity in the second upstream, and he nearly had him on the line. But here we have the answer. Chris Bowers of Great Britain goes through into the semi-final, along with Yuri Priskovich of the Czech Republic, and eliminated at this stage of the competition, Bradley Forbes-Cryans and Isaac Öhrström.
That was so nice to see the men. They paddled really hard and they managed to save everything in the last moment. But it's a fight, you know, you need to paddle really strong. And also the roll change everything. You need to be really fast on that and make the right decisions all the time.
It's interesting. Do you think where the positioning of the roll gate, because that could be anywhere on the course, does that influence the tactics and the difficulty?
Yeah, so much, because it depends how the water is under the roll zone. It can move so much the boat. So you try to do a straight line, but it's kind of almost impossible. So you need to see where it can move your boat and then decide in which upstream or which gate you go. And that's really hard. It must be in the moment. You know, you see where you are, or you do the same plan as before, or you change everything. And the fact is that you need to be ready for the changes, and this is the hardest part on extreme, to change your plan and do everything different.
Well, we have one quarterfinal to go. This the men's extreme kayak 4th quarterfinal, and first up, Manuel Ochoa of Spain in lane 1. Lane 2, Jakub Stanovsky of Slovakia. Then in lane 3, Vid Kuda Marisic of Slovenia. And in lane 4, and technically the top seed, the fastest of the time trialers, Giovanni De Gennaro of Italy. Ochoa, Stanovski, Kuda Marisic, and De Gennaro.
Ready, go!
Well, it's a great start for Vid Kuda Marisic of Slovenia in the green boat with the blue helmet. And then there's a bit of a battle going on, not a lot to choose.
Yeah, it's so hard to paddle just in one side, so now he needs to save everything.
Well, it would appear that it is De Gennaro of Italy who's in second place now. So the first two go into the same upstream gate.
Wow.
And, well, the opportunity was there on this near side, but not really seized there.
Yeah, it's really hard to, it's really easy to miss the gate when all the athletes are together because everybody's push each other. So it's always a fight. You need to choose the best option and try to be alone in the gate.
So Vid Kuda Marisic is leading in the foreground on the shot. Then we've got De Gennaro of Italy near to us, but sneaking out, it looks like it is the second boat. Well, I think it's Jakub Stanovski, just waiting for confirmation of that. But there's no doubt about the winner, Vid Kuda Marisic of Slovenia, there in our shot. Bib number 15, getting his breath back.
Yeah, Ochoa, he missed the gate when there was all the athletes together in the first upstream. And Giovanni, unfortunately, missed the last upstream, so he needs to come back. And we have the two qualified.
Well, good to see Slovenian progressing through. Here we have the results. Vid Kuda Marisic for Slovenia and Jakub Stanovski for Slovakia. They're through into the semi-finals, and Giovanni De Gennaro and Manuel Ochoa eliminated in the quarterfinals of this competition. Vid Kuda Marisic there. He got a good start and never looked back.
Yeah, I'm excited to believe that the third position is really nice to start, and in my opinion, before it was the first, so I don't know. In the first, it's really hard to paddle in both sides because there is athlete, and in the middle, it looks like the athletes just go really fast. It's the best line, I think.
It's really interesting, isn't it? And the lane choice is linked to the time trial. So if you're not sure about that in terms of the rules, then basically when you're on any lineup, then it is all down to your finish order, and the time trial resolves the order of how the lineup is allocated.
Yeah, I mean, who is fastest can choose where he goes, and like this is much easier. You know, there is always a line that is faster than the other. So when you can choose where to go, it's much easier. But of course, this extreme doesn't change much. You know, it's not the start that will say who is the winner or not, who will qualify or not. So still, even after you need to do your job, you need to paddle really strong and not have any faults.
So here's the lineup. Clark, Chappell, Butcher and Leitner will go in the first men's semi-final. And then in the second semi-final, it is Bowers, Kuda Marisic, Preskovic and Stanovski. So they have a few moments to gather their thoughts and get ready for that men's kayak extreme semi-final, as our focus will now turn back to the women's kayak extreme. So here's a reminder, this is the semi-final. We're down to the last 8, 2 semi-finals and 4 places up for grabs in the final. Well, there's a bit of a who's who of paddling there, and well, plenty of competition for places. So the first of our semi-finals, Kimberly Woods for Great Britain in lane 1, wearing bib number 17. Then it is Karina Kuhnle of Austria. Very powerful, very fast paddler. Then Noemi Fox has that lane 3 for Australia that you were favouring, Anna. But the top seed, Victoria Urs of Ukraine, wearing bib number 5 in lane 4. Here we have it. Woods, Kuhnle, Fox and Urs go for a place in the final.
Ready, go!
Well, we're away, and it's a great start from Noemi Fox, but a bit hampered from her
Yeah, she
paddling.
missed the paddle a little bit. It's really hard when the paddle touch. So she's still in front, and she can do a really nice paddling.
So it is definitely us out front. Now Woods has been crowded out as they approach the roll gate.
Now it's really important. They need to do it really fast to make sure there is time. Whoa.
Well, they've all gone
Oh
into
my
the same
gosh.
upstream gate.
Yeah. Also, I think she hit really strong, but let's check it out after.
So it looks like it is. There's no doubt about who's leading the race. It's Noemi Fox out in front,
Yeah,
wearing
easily.
number 8.
Easily in the final for sure.
Then Victoria Urs, assuming everyone negotiated the gates correctly, it's Victoria Urs, then Karina Kundler, and then Kimberly Woods. But Kimberly Woods and Karina having a little battle at the back.
Yeah, first and second is inside, so that we know already who the finalists are, and they did an amazing job. Noemi, she left in the first, and she kept going really strong, and that changed everything. And she did really nice rolling and spacing the gate, so really fast.
Well, that's second consecutive final for Noemi Fox as well. She missed out on the medal
Yeah.
last weekend, but she was in the final. She finished 4th, and she's put herself right in the mix to challenge for the podium.
It's true, she's really strong on extreme now, and she make always the good choices and the good line. And it's extreme, everything can happen, but you must be really stronger to make the decisions and be really fast all the time.
So Fox and Urs through into the final, and Karina Kundler and Kimberly Woods eliminated at the semi-final stage. But their purple helmet of Noemi Fox, a great start, and again never looked back. But they all went into the first upright. It was interesting.
Yeah, I think it's the fastest one, but you know, the athletes, they always want to go where there is the athletes to make sure you're gonna win the space and the place. So it's a fight, and mainly at this course, the upstream is very high, close to the rule. So when we are all together, there is no space to exit. So the athlete goes inside the rule and this lost so much time. And after also energy, you need to hold the paddle really strong because it's a heavy boat, and you need to paddle really strong to get out of this. And Noemi did a great job. I mean, she was really fast in all the upstreams and paddling hard all the time.
Well, we know 2 of our finalists so far. It's Noemi Fox and Victoria Urs, but now who are going to join them in the final? Marjorie Delassou of France in lane 1, bib number 3. Then it is Martina Wegman of the Netherlands in lane 2, bib number 10. And Martina Satkova of the Czech Republic wearing bib number 6. And the winner of last weekend's race and the European champion, Teresa Fisarova of the Czech Republic. A big lineup here. Delassou, Wegman, Satkova and Fisarova go for a place in the final.
Ready, go!
And we're racing. It looks like a great start again from Teresa Fisarova and Martina Wegman. And Wegman has the early advantage.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest race I ever seen in this competition. So let's see what they can do. But Fisarova, she's always in front, paddling really hard, and also the other Czech, Martina, she's very strong. And Wegman, she has so much experience on this. So let's see.
Wow, the gain there. It is Marjorie Delassou pulls it out the bag, and she has snatched the lead. And now it is Wegman in second place, and suddenly Fisarova is out the back.
That was beautiful, but they are so close, and everything can change now at this upstream.
Well, someone can do to Marjorie Delassou what she's just done to them.
Wow. Oh, that was enough. I think it's not a foul, so she will be in first for sure.
Wow, she snatched it back. Well, Delassou has been given a fault, so she's been disqualified. But Teresa Fisarova and Martina Wegman looked like what a battle, but it was snatched there by Teresa Fisarova of the Czech Republic.
You know, she was in last and she had the patience to wait a little bit. Because normally at this situation you want to hush a little and you miss the gate because it doesn't move so much. And she had patience and she was aggressive enough to qualify for sure for the final.
Well, she was like a lion lining up and going in for her prey there. She spotted the opportunity and she wasn't going to let that go. Teresa Fisarova and Martina Wegman join into the final alongside Victoria Urs and Noemi Fox.
She was amazing. She's so nice paddling and she has such a confidence. She was like not able to qualify for the final. She was almost last and she made it possible. You know, it's so natural for her and it's really beautiful to watch.
Yeah, so we're going to say goodbye to Martina Sapkova and Marjorie Delassou at this stage, the semi-final stage of the competition. And well, we'll probably get to see here just how Marjorie snatched the lead in the first upstream. It was Fisarova here, comes in first place. That's the fault.
Okay.
So that explains it. She took her hands off the paddle, the hand touched the gate, and she was so close. I think she just didn't have enough space to.
Yeah, she didn't have space. I mean, it was so small that it didn't change anything. But yeah, it's the rules, so we need to respect it. And unfortunately, she's out, but she did a good job until here. It's really hard to get in the semi-final, and it'll be a really nice experience for the next one.
And that's where Teresa Fisarova there in the yellow helmet snatched it back, said, no, I want to be in the final. She won the race last weekend and she's now set herself up for a repeat of that in the final.
That was great.
There are two finalists, Wegman and Fisarova. So there are the results from the semi-finals in the women's extreme kayak. And our finalists, Teresa Fisarova, Noemi Fox, Victoria Urs and Martina Wegman. Well, that's a mouth-watering lineup, and that'll be up next after the men's extreme kayak semi-final. Here's the lineup. 8 boats through to this stage of the competition, and only 4 will progress into the final. And there's some, big names there. 2 Olympic champions from canoe slalom in that lineup. So, in lane 1, Joseph Clark of Great Britain, the fastest in the time trial. Lane 2, it is Mario Leitner of Austria. Then in lane 3, Finn Butcher of New Zealand. And in lane 4, Etienne Chappell of Great Britain. 4 boats racing for 2 spots in the final. Clark, Leitner, Butcher and Chappell. And we're racing. Well, it's a good start again from Etienne Chappell in the blue helmet and the green boat, and Joe Clark as well, wearing bib number 1.
Wow, that was really impressive. He flied over there.
So Clark, the world champion, goes into the roll zone first. Let's see. Well, we've got 3 into the one side. And, well, yes, there's a change. Whilst all that is going on, it looks like Finn Butcher has seized the opportunity. Etienne Chappell still ahead. Now it's Finn Butcher, and then it is Joe Clark.
Yeah, it's a fight. It will be everything decided in this last upstream. Wow, Finn just missed the gate. And
Joe Clark has snatched it.
Yeah, I think that was enough. Let's check, but I don't know.
So Joe Clark goes from third to first. I think that was legal. I think Etienne Chappell showing no fault. There might have been a fault of Finn Butcher on that upstream gate, but wow, that was a closely contested race and the lead changed lots of times.
That was impressive. Also, like Fizerova, he was with not enough space and he managed to pass through the gate. And wow, beautiful fight to the end.
So we'll wait for confirmation, but here it is. Joseph Clark of Great Britain qualifies through alongside Etienne Chappell of Great Britain into the men's final. Mario Leitner of Austria, Finn Butcher of New Zealand eliminated. Well, I wonder how many times the lead changed hands. Here we have the two British boats were out in front. Then in the upstreams, it all changed.
Yeah, and the exit, I mean, it's really hard to exit very fast on this course. So Clark, he wasn't in front and he had a really hard time trying to exit. And the other athletes that are behind, they take advantage of this and try to be much faster.
So alongside me, Adi Malek, it's Anna Satira, the world champion from 2018, and great to have your insight. And this is where the battle is going on.
So happy to be here and be able to watch the race and to talk about this great athlete.
Of course, this event making its debut in the Paris Olympic Games. And look, that's where Joe Clark snatched it back in the second upstream. And he punches the air. The world champion is in the final. There is coach Mark Ratcliffe. So we know who's in the first final. The first two names. Now we have two more names to add. Four boats. In lane one, it is Yuri Preskovic of the Czech Republic, wearing number 14. Then it is lane two, Jakub Stanovsky of Slovakia. He's got his race face on. Then for Slovenia, Vid Kuda Marisic in the blue helmet goes in lane three. And then in lane four, Christopher Bowers of Great Britain. Four boats into two for the final. Preskovic, Stanovsky, Kuda Marisic and Bowers.
Ready? Go!
Well, it looks like a great start from Vid Kuda Marisic for Slovenia in the blue helmet with the green boat, but hampered a little bit, not able fully to get his stroke in. Chris Bowers is settling into second place. And then it is Stanovsky of Slovakia, but rejected on the first downstream.
Wow, the line changed everything. It's really hard to keep the line and paddling all the time, but Giri did a great job, and let's see.
So Kuda Marisic comes out first, but it is Preskovic who comes out second, ahead of Bowers. So it's a three-way race now. Stanovsky eliminated, but it is Kuda Marisic, then Preskovic, then Bowers as we come into the... Well, we're running out of opportunities to change the order. And what an upstream there from Bowers.
That was so fast.
So it's a straight fight to the finish between Preskovic and Bowers. Who's going to get it on the line? It looks like Bowers.
Looks like, yeah, it was very close, but I think it's Chris. But it was really nice to watch. Chris did an unbelievable string and saved everything in the end.
Well, there was no doubt about the winner. Vid Kuda Marisic for Slovenia is into the final. Well done, Vid. And of course, we'll be racing in Slovenia next weekend. You can follow that all live at Planet Canoe. And confirm, Chris Bowers of Great Britain joins Vid into the final there. Confirmation, Yuri Preskovic and Jakub Stanovsky eliminated here in this semi-final stage of the competition. Well, it was quite clearly Vid Kuda Marisic. That lane three has been doing some good things. Most people have benefited there.
Exactly. I think you are in the where the water goes faster, so maybe you can save a little bit there. And well, for me now it's the fastest line. That's unbelievable. We have 3 British men on the final.
Yes, so Great Britain guaranteed 2 medals.
Yeah.
But I'm sure no one's going to give them up. And I think it'll be
No,
a
it'll be a
big fight.
fight. Yeah. Everybody wants to win, so let's see.
So and we've obviously in the women's final when it's going to be a big battle. 4 nations in the women's final. But yeah, we know now that our finalists for the men's kayak extreme are Joe Clark, Vid Kuda-Maricic, Christopher Bowers and Etienne Chappell. And well, what exciting racing. And next time, those medals up for stake in both the races still to come.
Oh, it would be a really nice final. I mean, Teresa and Noemi, they're really good, so let's see.
So here's confirmation of the men's extreme kayak semi-final. And our finalists, Clark, Kuda-Maricic, Bowers and Chappell. And now it is finals time because it is the women's extreme kayak final. This the medal race. Unfortunately, someone has to lose out.
Yeah, the most important is now, and we can see the tension in the start line is really the hardest part. So let's see how they can deal with this.
So in lane 1, Victoria Us of Ukraine. Then in lane 2, Martina Wegman of the Netherlands. Always looks very relaxed, but she's fiercely competitive.
Yeah, I think it's not. It's really the tension there.
In lane 3, Noemi Fox of Australia. She was a finalist last weekend in Prague and missed out on a medal. This, the opportunity to make amends. And in lane 4, Teresa Fisarova of the Czech Republic, the winner of this women's extreme kayak event in Prague last weekend. Can she make it 2 from 2? Here's the lineup. Us, Wegman, Fox and Fisarova. Who's going to take gold here in Krakow?
Ready? Go!
Well, it's a good start from Fisarova in the yellow helmet. And
She just missed the paddle there.
Martina Wegman taking the advantage there as Fox and Fisarova battle it out.
Yeah, in the middle is really hard. You almost can't paddle, and well, let's see.
So the early lead is with Martina Wegman there, number 10, first in the roll zone. Then it is Teresa Fisarova. The first 2 boats go into the first upstream.
Well, that's for Noemi now because Teresa, I think she missed the gate. And let's see.
Well, it looks like Teresa Fisarova and Martina Wegman are leading the way ahead of Noemi Fox. And the big person who's lost out is Victoria Us. But Fisarova has been given a fault.
Yeah.
So it is down to Wegman at the moment on the far side.
Martina is in front. I think she's going to win. Yeah.
So Fisarova in the yellow helmet has had a fault. So it is Martina Wegman ahead of Fox and then Us.
Yeah, that was a nice fight and really nice to watch too. They fought to the end, and unfortunately, Teresa, she had a fault there. She didn't pass through the gate, but she gave it all. We could see in the race, you know, and that's what made the sport really beautiful.
Yes, and you spotted that early, didn't you? On the it's the first of the upstream gates. You spotted the fact that Teresa got into trouble. She got a fault.
Yeah.
And provisionally, Martina Wegman there. In our shot is the World Cup winner here in Prague. In Krakow.
Yeah, in Krakow. She deserves it so much because she has such an experience with the extreme, and she's always paddling. She loves to do it, and she works really hard. So that's where the really hard work pays off. So I'm really happy for her. She deserves it, and she did a great job.
Here we have the results. Martina Wegman takes gold for the Netherlands ahead of Noemi Fox of Australia, who takes the silver, and Victoria Us takes bronze for Ukraine. And it is Teresa Fisarova, the winner from last week, who misses out in the final.
Yeah, she tried to be really fast, but she missed the gate, and that was really hard. But she kept going, and that's really beautiful to see.
Well, let's watch through this. It was Martina Wegman at the start who led the way, and then Teresa Fisarova got the advantage in the first upstream, but in the end, that fault cost her dearly. Here we might see it. Fisarova tries to snatch it, but here we see it. Does she actually get round the gate? No, she doesn't.
Yeah, in the exit. I mean, it's what I said, it's really hard to exit well when there is all the three boats together, because it's very up, the upstream is very up in the flat water. So when you exit in the roll is what happened to Fisarova, and she got stuck in there and wasn't able to pass through the gate.
Well, once you've committed to the exit as well, then yeah, that's it. It's kind of, there's no way back.
Yeah, you need to have a space and to keep pushing really hard to the end.
So, well, Martina Wegman, the race winner, and hopefully we'll be able to catch her down at the finish line.
Well, Martina Wegman, congratulations. Did you know you'd won? Did you know that Teresa had been disqualified?
Nah, I had no idea. I thought I was second, and I was happy to be after her. But first place is of course better.
This sort of event suits you, doesn't it? You love the creek boating. You love getting in a paddle boat like this. It seems to suit you nicely.
I like it. It's a bit different on the slalom courses with the gates. Like, people think I'm good at it, but I really don't know what I'm doing as well. And it's a lot of luck involved as well.
But you got a gold medal now. You must be happy with that.
Yeah, I'm super stoked with that.
Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, that was our race winner. Martina Wegman takes 60 points in the Extreme Kayak competition here in the second race of the 5-race World Cup series. Teresa Fisarova, though, still holding on to the lead overall, just ahead of Noemi Fox. Both of those have made the final in both competitions. Martina Wegman there, our winner, in third place. So lots of competition to come across the season, and you can follow that live at Planet Canoe. Of course, up next we will have the men's Extreme Kayak final. So it is now the men's Extreme Kayak final. Here is the lineup. Joseph Clark, Vid Kuda-Maricic, then Christopher Bowers, Etienne Chappell. They've qualified through into this 4-boat final, and it is going to be a straight race for medals here in Krakow, the second World Cup of the ICF World Cup season. Joe Clark sticking to lane one. That's served him well through the course of this competition for Great Britain. Lane two, Etienne Chappell, again of Great Britain, World Cup winner. And he gets himself ready for the start. For Slovenia, in lane three, it is Vid Kuda-Maricic. A quick starter. Then in lane four, for Great Britain, Christopher Bowers. 4 boats racing it out in this men's extreme kayak final. Clark, Chappell, Kuda Marisic and Bowers. Who's going to take the gold?
Ready, go!
Well, it's a good start from Etienne Chappell. He gets away first, but Joe Clark is, well, customary getting away.
Much faster. I mean, both in the middle have so much trouble piling both sides, and Joe in the right just keep pushing really hard.
So it is Clark and Bowers out front at the moment in that order. Clark not having the best of rolls,
Yeah.
and they both go in to the upstream gate. Looks like Bowers is going to get cleanly out.
Yeah, Clark is okay. I mean, he can go now, and wow, that was really slow.
So it was Chris Bowers who got the advantage there. Clark really had to fight hard, and then it is Kuda Marisic in third, and Etienne Chappell was the, well, he's had a fault there on that upstream gate, and he's the one that's been eliminated at this stage of the competition.
Oh, I think Clark just missed the gate, but let's check after. So Chris is the winner.
There's no doubt about it. Chris Bowers looks like he has taken the win here. Joe Clark showing clean at the moment. No fault.
Let's see.
And
It was very tight, but everything had happened.
So there is the winner, Christopher Bowers of Great Britain. He is our gold medalist here in Krakow. And provisionally, Joe Clark of Great Britain in second, and Kuda Marisic of Slovenia in third place. But we'll just wait for confirmation of those results. Let's watch the slow-mo. There was all sorts going on there.
Yeah, I think he missed the last upstream. It was very tight. He tried to save it, and unfortunately, also he has third. It is still a medal, so he must be happy with it.
Well spotted, Anna. It is confirmation. Joseph Clark does get a fault on the second of the upstreams, and so he drops down from second to third. But, well, this was the roll gate. Then it was in this first upstream where Clark had a lovely run in, but everyone else piled in there too and left Bowers a clean exit on the other side of the river.
Yeah, we could see in the beginning that he tried to go faster and to exit, but it wasn't possible because all the other 2 guys was there too. But it was okay. He left in second, but after he missed the gate. And it's still a nice work he did, because to keep fighting to the end.
And here, this is where Clark picked up that fault. And yeah, you can see, just at the last minute, doesn't quite get his head around the gate.
Yeah, it was very close though.
But no doubt about it, Christopher Bowers of Great Britain takes gold here in Krakow. And well, he didn't escape a beating there.
Yeah.
And in the background, you can see the world champion in this event, Joe Clark, just having his own private battle with that gate.
Exactly. It was very, very tight, so you don't have speed anymore. You need to try to deal with the gate that doesn't move so much. So the pole is really hard, and you need really to pass through this. So he had a hard time, but it's still a medal, so very well.
Well, here are the results. Christopher Bowers wins for Great Britain, ahead of Kuda Marisic for Slovenia in silver. Joseph Clark in bronze for Great Britain to back up the silver medal he won last weekend in Prague. And Etienne Chappell, well, credit to him, he made it through to the final. He misses out on a medal, but 4th place nonetheless.
Yeah, it's really hard to be in the final, and he paddled really hard before and did all the job. But it's still a good experience, and I'm pretty sure he will come back much stronger.
Well, there is the winner, Christopher Bowers, and his coach Gareth Wilson here in the, and hopefully we'll have Ross down at the finish line to catch some words from Chris, our race winner.
Well, Chris Bowers, congratulations. It was almost an all-British final, but you chose right. You went to the right side of the course.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. It's good to see like the sort of strength and depth we've got in Extreme being relatively new. But yeah, it was a good race. think I was a bit fortunate the other three went for it right, but that seems to be part of the sport. It's just picking your lines of what you see in front of you and taking your advantages where you can.
How much sort of training do you do for this event?
I mean, with it being quite new and constantly changing, we're still sort of adapting to what we need to do. I guess this is the first winter where we're maybe getting used to the boats a bit. Before we were in them carbon boats, it's quite a different feel. And then just getting used to the gates as well, and we get to get some certainty to know like what we're actually going to get, so we can start really drilling in our training, I guess, coming into Paris.
Well done, mate. Congratulations on the gold medal.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Well, he's still out of breath, isn't he?
Yeah, you need a long time to recover from that. Your heart is still beating very fast.
Well, it's a very physical competition, the extreme kayak, more so than ever on this course where the water's not quite as fast as on some courses. And yeah, you can just see the physical nature there. So race winner Chris Bowers just gave us a bit of an insight into the background behind his victory. Well, that concludes the action here in Krakow. We've had a great time. We'll catch up with the World Cup standings in just a moment, but we've had a great time here in Krakow. And of course, next weekend we'll be in Tarsen in Slovenia for the third World Cup of the ICF World Cup Series. You can follow that live at Planet Canoe. And plenty of action. And of course, on that famous course. They've changed the drop at the top of the course, but I'm sure it will still be the making and the undoing of many runs.
Yeah, of course, the extreme is really amazing. So all the athletes need to be ready and everything change and watch also. It's really cool. So I hope everyone enjoyed it.
Well, here are the standings after the second race of the ICF World Cup season. And it is Joe Clark who leads the way going into race 3 next weekend ahead of Vidkuda Marasic and Christopher Bowers, our race winner today. Hopefully we'll see Stefan Hengst for Germany back in action next weekend. But from here in Krakow, it's a big thank you for the welcome from our Polish crew. And as we focus our shift back into Slovenia in Ljubljana for World Cup 3 next weekend, don't forget to follow all the action live at Planet Canoe. We start at 9 o'clock Central European time on Saturday. A big thank you, Anna, for joining me in the booth. And from me, Andy Maddock, it's bye for now. We'll see you next weekend.
Martina, tell me in Dutch how that feels for you to win that World Cup gold today.
Ja, super blij. Een kleine sport van Nederland. Geen wild water, dus het is altijd super gaaf om eerste te zijn.